मेरे फ़ोन पे इसका लिंक भेज दीजिए।
ठीक है सर, मैं भेज देता हूँ, एक
हाँ,
मिनट।
इसी व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दीजिएगा, इसी फ़ोन पे जिससे मैंने कॉल की।
ठीक है सर।
Good afternoon, Mihir. Can you see me? Please reply. Are you able to see everything properly? And you can hear me properly? Okay, very nice. Looks like you are the only one in the class. Virancha is also here. Good afternoon, Virancha and Mihir. So I am getting late comment, no issue, but still, this is the only way we can connect. So you are required to keep responding because there are many technical issues. So whenever I ask anything, you just are required to respond. And also, if you are facing any problem, so I will keep seeing your comments. So I will respond accordingly. If you are unable to see anything properly on the board and uh, you are unable to hear anything due to buffering, etc., so you let me know, I will explain it again. Since we are working under very different types of constraints, it is not a regular class, one-to-one class like in a real classroom. So there might be technical issues, but you need not to worry about them and do not hesitate in asking anything. I will explain it again, I will draw it again, so you need not to worry. The only thing is that you are able to understand everything properly. That is my most important concern. So I need your help and your cooperation in this. Getting this? Here, Virancha. Good. Uh, so this is after 10th. It is your first class, and we are meeting here for the first time in class 11th for a new session under very difficult circumstances. And you might be knowing it is Corona, so it is difficult time, testing time, but still we are doing this, and we have already met before in the academy, so there is no issue. We'll start here from house itself, my home itself, and I am quite hopeful that very soon we'll meet in the academy for class 11th inside an actual classroom, not a virtual one, and there we can communicate much better. I can speak, you can hear directly without technology in between, and same thing from your side. You can directly ask your questions rather than typing them on YouTube, and I can hear it and I can answer. But you should remember, here we are working under constraints, so still your studies should not suffer. That is my main concern. So we'll go according to that, ensuring that you are getting everything properly. There is one more student, Abhik. Good afternoon, Abhik. So very happy to see all of you over here, Mihir, Virancha and Abhik. Actually, I came to know that there are 2 students in the class, but I am happy to see the third one as well. So as many students are there, they give strength to teachers, and I am happy to see as many students as possible in the class, here in virtual class, as well as the real classroom in the academy, whenever we will meet, hopefully after 14th, when this 21 land there, so no issue. So I would, although some of you might be knowing me, but still I would like to tell you about me, myself. I am Anand Pandey, and we'll be doing this entire comprehensive package where we'll study the for NEET and also for your exam, um, as well as your school exam. So we will cover whole of the syllabus from both the angles, and you are one thing I would like to. There is one more student, Sanvi. Good afternoon, Sanvi. So very happy to see all of you over here. So keep responding, should reply, so that I are voice clearly. So whenever it is happening for subject, I will do, and so you are here. There is, yeah, there are issues, but still I will repeat it if there is such an issue. So you need not to worry. There might be a little bit of buffering in the middle, but I will ensure that you understand everything, so you need not to worry. So here in botany, chapter is morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Can you tell me what is morphology? Morphology means study of external features. Are you able to hear it and get everything? Please respond. You are able to see everything on board? Yes. First class of botany. And now the first. So please keep repeat if you are unable to hear. So don't worry. Your quality is not very good. That I know. You need to set it at higher levels to get the good quality. Although it will come slowly, but still you will get the good quality. We will do this with respect to, and in this morphology section, what are these plants? Root, stem, flower, fruits and seeds. So these are 6 parts, and there is one more part, and that is families of the angiosperms. Families of the angiosperms. Yeah, there are connections. You can understand here to understand everything, and you need this and everyone else. So Mihir, Virancha, Sanvi, Abhik, I need your response. Okay, Sanvi, you are asking, please repeat the plant parts which we have to study in morphology. These plant parts are root, stem, leaf, inflorescence, flower, fruits and seed. And thereafter, on the basis of Sanvi, is this clear to you? Uh, Inflorescence. Sanvi, you have asked what is the inflorescence. Inflorescence is actually the cluster of the flowers. You might have seen sometimes a large number of flowers develop in a cluster. So that cluster of flowers is called as inflorescence. Quite often you might have seen many flowers which develop in a group on a common axis in cluster. So that cluster is inflorescence. Clear? Inflorescence is also a part. Inflorescence is made up of a large number of flowers. Clear? Okay, good. So you are able to see all these words. You are able to, you simultaneously keep making notes also. Clear? You should be sitting here with a notebook and pen, and you should keep writing your notes also simultaneously. I will give you the proper time, and meanwhile if you are unable to read anything, then I will dictate its meaning also, so you need not to worry. Okay. What about others? Some students are not responding. Mihair and Abhi and Abhi, kindly respond. Okay, so this of flowering plants. It is this chapter chapter 5 in NCRT. Clear? Chapter 5 in. root. Plant, then we'll find that it has got two parts. One which is generally underground is root, one which above is shoot. Root and shoot. In the axil of the leaves. So this is how a typical plant looks like. So if I ask you a question, how we will differentiate root from this stem, or what are the basic differences between these two things, root and stem, then what will be your answer? How will differentiate them? If you observe closely here, then you will see that plenty of leaves are arising from the stem, and the portion of stem where these leaves are arising is called as node. Clear? These are the nodes. You might have seen certain plants where these nodes are very, very clear. Like you might have seen sugarcane stem, or you might have seen bamboo stem. There, these nodes are well marked in the form of a circle. But there are still plenty of plants, a vast majority of plants where nodes are not well marked, but still they are there. So you can understand that the place from where we are moving, that place is called as node. Clear? So the system is divided into nodes, and this is internode, and these are nodes. The region between two successive nodes is called as internode. Got divided into nodes and internodes. Clear? So this is the first difference between root and stem. So you should see these leaves are this is a stem, this is then in the axil in between at the junction of leaf stem lateral branches. So you might have seen in plenty of plants that these buds proliferating, developing into full exceptions also that I will let you know later on, but generally on so we have roots. In case of stem, At nodes in the axil of leaves, buds develop, but generally there are no buds in roots. Third is called exogenous origin. Lateral branches develop from superficial origin. Clear? So, how we can differentiate between stem and root? That we can see with the help of a table. Stem is divided into nodes and internodes. In roots there are no nodes or internodes. Here buds are present at nodes. Here buds are generally absent. And third thing, lateral branches are exogenous or external in origin, whereas here lateral branches are endogenous or internal in origin. So I will repeat once more. A typical root and a typical stem. In case of stem, it is divided into nodes and internodes, as you can see over here, or I have given you the example of sugarcane. That is the best example through which you can understand. The circular parts where you can see the circles, that is node, and between two successive circles the portion is called as internode. It is between two successive nodes, so that is internode. In roots you won't find any nodes and internodes. Clear? The second thing, buds are present on the stem, but buds are absent in root generally. There are some exceptions that we will discuss later on, but buds are generally absent in roots. And third thing, the lateral branches, when these buds will grow, they will form lateral branches, as I have shown here. So these lateral branches arise from the superficial layer of stem. So this is called exogenous origin or external origin. They arise from outer layers. Whereas in case of roots, they arise from internal layers, deep-seated layers. So that is called as endogenous origin or internal origin. External means superficial layer. Sanvi, external means superficial layers, and means we will see these things in anatomy. Like if you cut a stem or root, then there is cortex, then there is endodermis, pericycle, xylem, phloem, cambium, pith and medullary rays. That is the sequence that we will discuss later on. So, outer layer is epidermis, then hypodermis, then cortex. These are the outer layers. So if a new lateral branch is developing from these epidermis or hypodermis outer layers, then it is exogenous origin. And if it is arising from the central vascular cylinder, xylem, phloem, pericycle, so if it is arising from internal deep layer, then it is called as exogenous. Understanding and exogenous and exogenous. That is enough. That the good. Okay. So are able to hear me, although there might be disruptions. I cannot deny that. Despite good. So I keep responding, because if you are not responding, then I will feel that there is some problem, and then I will looking for the trouble, from where trouble we are getting. So your response will keep me lively, and I will stay focused on the subject rather than looking for the trouble, from where this trouble is coming. Okay, so that is a basic difference between root and stem. Now, next we'll see roots are broadly categorized into two. What is taproot? And adventitious roots. What is taproot? Taproot is it is differentiated into many parts, like plumule and radical. Plumule seed is soaked in water and it is allowed to germinate. Then what will happen? You might have seen germinating seeds. Out, it establishes root system. Radical forms this root system, developed root system. So the basic portion from where all these roots and their branches and sub branches they are arising, that part is actually radical, and this type of root which is arising from radical and its parts is called as taproot. Got that? They arise from embryonic radical. Embryonic radical and its parts. Sanvi, have you got this? Arise from embryonic radical and its parts. Okay. So this is, suppose, seed having embryo inside. So radical is giving rise to the root system, and then it will be called as taproot. Good, Sanvi. Next, we will say, for example, a stem, leaf. Of such a root, any plant you might have seen where adventitious roots are present. Who can tell me? Yeah, grasses, mihir, very good. The most common example is money plant. You might have seen it is planted in every household. So you might have seen that from stem, the roots they keep hanging and growing downward from thick lateral branches. So that is also an example of adventitious root. Also in class 10th you have studied a plant called bryophyllum. Bryophyllum, do you remember? Can you tell me from which part of the bryophyllum root of? You have just gone for the class 10th board exam. So leaf, very nice. Abhik, very nice. Mihir, abhik, that is the correct answer. So in bryophyllum, new roots arise from effect. So that is an example of. So hopefully it is clear to all of you. Whatever we have discussed so far, this is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask. And there are types, so that we'll see in detail. Good. So nice to see all of you responding. We have constraints, but still I will make sure that nothing is left and you are able to understand everything. You don't miss anything, so you need not to worry. Okay. So next we'll see the taproot. We will see is fleshy root. Fleshy root. They are thick, fleshy, and what do? They store food. Mihir, Monstera is a plant, but monster don't have any root. In our food. So, can you tell me any such? Yeah, these are taproot types. Within taproot, we are first discussing the first type of taproot, that is fleshy root. First type of taproot is fleshy root. It is thick, fleshy, and stores food. These taproots are also divided into different types on the basis of their shapes. So first type is conical, it is like, and it is in carrot. Second type is fusiform. Fusiform is a shape which is swollen in the middle and tapering at both the ends gradually. So that type of root you will find in radish. And third type of root is napiform. It is round ball like root which is found in beets. Yeah, Sanmi, I am already dictating. Conical root is cone-like. Fusiform is tapering at both the ends and thick in the middle. And napiform is round ball. Round ball. Got that, Sanvi and everyone? Last part of fleshy root is napiform. 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 Last point can be, are you getting this? You have got, means it is a spherical ball like in outline. It is for beet root. Clear? And move ahead. You have got everything clear. Sanvi, please reply. Should I rub this and move ahead? Is nodulose root for it. Root. So you must be knowing the plant where root nodules are present. And we need to know plants these roots are let me know these answer of these two questions. Roots are present, and what is the function of no? That is not the answer. Kumar Mada and not the answer. They leguminous plants. What are leguminous plants? They are pulses which is responsible for the fixation of nitrogen. In fact, this bacteria prepares fertilizer for protein. Some of get is generated. It is generated by the nitrogen fixed by bacteria rhizobium present in these root nodules. So nodulose roots are found in leguminous plants or pulses, and their function is root nodules are involved in the fixation of nitrogen with the help of bacteria. And which bacteria is this? It is rhizobium. Being taught, so you must be knowing about this. Maybe you are unable to recall. Don't get confused, otherwise others will also be confused. Curcuma amata has got nodulose root. It falls at the time. Mahir, is this clear to you? Having nodulose root, but that is a type of adventitious root. And right now, those root falling a tap root will right now you have to remember only tap nitrogen with the help of bacteria. And which bacteria is this? It is rhizobium, which is present in the root nodule, fixing nitrogen and supplying it to plants. Akanksha, are you there? Or you have gone, you have left? So should I rub this and move on to next type of root? Very good. You should keep responding. So should I rub this and move on to the type of root? Good. Pneumatophore. Pneumatophores, or these are also called as breathing or are found in halophytes or plants which grow in the marshy areas. For example, along the sea coast. Clear? So pneumatophores are found in plants which grow in marshy areas, waterlogged areas. So soil is waterlogged. You might be knowing that roots breathe in the soil by taking oxygen, whatever oxygen is present in between the part oxygen. So how these roots will breathe? In a normal plant, roots will die and ultimately whole plant will die, but not roots which grow along the soil and then they come up above the soil and their tips have got pores called lenticels through which they can exchange gases with they can exchange carbon dioxide and thus they are able to breathe. So those are given in NCERT, very important, quite often asked. So you have to mark them as important. They are respiratory roots. Clear? So they help in breathing because conditions are such that oxygen is very good. Marshy areas they are found in the gaseous exchange. You might be knowing along the coast there are deltas where land is lying between low tide and high tide. So during low tide water recedes and soil is exposed, and during high tide water comes and whole area is submerged. So oxygen all along the coast and Bangladesh area called Sundarban area, you might be knowing. So are found in Sundarban Delta, and these plants grow under such conditions. Please reply. Are you getting this? Okay. Sanvi, you have asked about lenticels. Lenticels are actually small pores about which we will study in detail in anatomy section. But in such roots, their tip is porous through which gaseous exchange can take place. So these pores which allow easy diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide, these pores are called as lenticels. Is this clear? Yeah. Sanvi, is this clear to you? Good. So buttress root is actually along the ground, and its main purpose is to support the main trunk, providing support to the main trunk along direction along the ground, very thick, very thick, support the main trunk so that it is able to stand in a vertical position. If you have visited any mango orchard, then you must have seen the plant root out types of roots, and there are other trees also, mango, people, bombax, all such trees have got these supporting roots, so they help in keeping this main stem in a vertical position. Like you might have seen a pedestal fan, it has got rods on all the sides and position over which the fan is lying. So they provide support to the fan or vertical rod because this stem is bearing a very heavy load of branches, leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. So it is under much stress and strain, and these roots keep them in a vertical position, providing. Okay. Next we'll move on to the fifth and last type of taproot. Reproductive root. Here buds are present which grow and develop into new plants. For example, Dalbergia, Populus, no, Meher, it is wrong. Fifth root is reproductive route. They help in reproduction, reproductive route. Sanvi. So what are reproductive? I think that generally not isn't on roots. They might develop into a new plant. So these buds giving plant helping reproduction. Dalbergia is a plant called sisam. It has got a very good quality wood and it is used as timber for making furnitures, etc. So that Dalbergia is having this type of reproductive roots. I think the second example is not very so, and some of them are important like fleshy roots, pneumatophores. Second type of root and that is adventitious root. So first tap root is populus. Populus. Got that? What about others? Mihir, yeah, to the next. Good. Good. So now we'll move on to the second type of root, which is adventitious root. Adventitious root. This is the root which develops from any other part of the plant other than embryonic radicle, like leaf stem, etc. So this is advantageous root. You see is fibrous root. Fibrous root is actually a type of adventitious root, and hopefully you are familiar with this root. What are fibrous root? They are thin, fiber-like, fiber or thread from the lower part of the absorbing. So I will be very happy if you can give me the example of this of such. Good. Rice, wheat. So I mean it is fibrous. Fibrous. Fibrous monocots in many plants, and more of thin fiber-like roots, and they arise from the base of the stem. They cover whole of the area, and they very efficiently absorb the water from all around, because they are not in number and their overall surface is very efficient in absorbing water. And this question has been asked a few times in NEET. Fibrous roots are better adapted to absorb water, and tap roots are better adapted for anchorage. They are thick, sturdy, robust, they go deep down and provide mechanical support to the main stem. So all the big trees, they have got tap roots, whereas the small grasses, they grow along the ground, so you don't need mechanical support. Rather, they have to grow quickly, they have to absorb water and minerals quickly, and for that, these fibrous are and and their weight is far. Most rice, wheat, etc., they also have this type that. So next we'll go for is fleshy root. Fleshy roots. adventitious root system, but their examples are different. And store food, but Sanvi, I told you that tap root is good for anchorage, robust, very strong, so they are able to fix a big tree in anchorage, and that's why in most of the big trees tap roots are found. Where they have to complete their they help in absorption of water quickly because for fiction and is this clear, Sanvi? Nirancha, where are you? Water absorption. So, I think the time allotted for today is over. So, we will stop here. We related with this chapter or even beyond this. How to ask any question. So, your questions to me. I think topic for today is over, but your questions are open. He has gone out. That's why he is not responding. He is not here, looks like. So do you have any question? Ashish sir, are you helping Ashish as well? There, I am able to make you understand meet in the real classroom, not the virtual one. So where we can talk very easily without the aid of technology one to one, and that is the time I am waiting for. So it looks like you don't have any issue, you don't have any questions. Very happy. That's what it is. It gives me a great satisfaction that whatever we have discussed, you have got everything. So thank you to all of you for today's class, and hopefully we'll meet next week also. Continue here, and very soon we'll meet in our academy as well. Very all of you. That was all for today.